truck's done, dude.
What's going on?
Oh, we're stuck.
Where's your... I wonder what's wrong.
I don't know, dude. Could take a while to figure out. Might be
Should-
here overnight.
Should we start some fire and find some
We're gonna
food?
be here all night?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
Might have to be.
We're for a long haul, ladies.
Ugh.
Imagine you're driving down the road and you run out of gas, and the tow truck won't be coming for days. Or you're out camping with no food, no electricity, no water, and no shelter. What are you going to do? Knowledge is key when you're trying to survive in the wild. Approximately 1,000 people died last year in the US from hypothermia, and you can only survive up to 30 days with no food. Everyone should know how to start a fire, find food, and trap meat to survive in the wild. Everyone should be prepared with a survival bag, and it's also known as a go bag, and in that bag you should definitely have a flint and a knife in it. And now Kendra and Cole are going to show you how to start a fire with those items.
So we're going to begin with some materials that you need to start a fire, and you're going to want something that's very dry and flammable. So for example, you want to start with maybe some just common brush that's really dry, or you can pick up some sticks or anything that you can find on the ground that is very dry and potentially flammable. So look at this, a branch.
Wow.
We can break off chunks, and then we'll make a little pile over here for our fire that we're gonna start. So now we have collected our materials, and we have some dry brush from the hill over here and some sticks from the local tree branch that we found that was dead. And we just set them up so we can have our little assembly line. And now we're gonna make a nest with the brush, and we have a hole in the middle because you want optimal airflow, so it'll be a lot easier to start the fire and catch flame.
So there are multiple methods to start a fire. The method we are going to use today is with a flint and a knife. On the flint we have our magnesium, and on the other side we have kind of like a circle shape, and that is where we're going to spark to create the flame using our nets and the sticks that we've gathered. So in order to shave the magnesium into the nest, okay, so now I'm going to show you how to shave the magnesium into our nest. So if you bring the flint down to the nest, around the center of the nest, you're going to take your knife and just shave it up and down. This will create little shavings into the nest, and once we start sparking it, the magnesium will catch on fire along with the brush around it. Now he is hitting the knife and scraping the knife on the curved side of the flint. And there's a little bit of
Now, you want to grab some sticks?
Fire.
Now that you got your brush going.
Grab some sticks that you've already collected to fuel the fire so it keeps on burning.
Next, Cassie is going to show you some examples of some vegetation that you can eat in the wild, such as plantains, cattails, and blackberries. And then Wyatt is going to show you how to make a snare trap to trap your meat, because having protein in your diet is really important and it helps keep your energy up.
So if you are ever stranded in the wilderness, I'm going to show you some common, readily accessible plants to eat in Northern California. So if you are near water, a lot of times you'll find cattails. Cattails are completely edible. You can eat the brown stalk, you can eat the leaves, and you can eat the root as well. The roots are pretty hard to get up underneath the water, but if you do find the root, it will look something like this. You'll want to peel the outer tough part off. So this is the most edible part, the inside here, and it looks white and starchy. It is a starch consistency. It also has the most nutrients. It tastes like nothing. So that was cattails. Some other safe foods to eat in the wild are plantains. So plantains you're gonna find on the ground. They're not the banana type plantains that you would think about when you're at the grocery stores. So plantains can be found on the ground here. It is a wide leafed grass looking like appearance. So this is completely edible. You can also cook it. You can eat it raw. It has some good protein. And that's plantains. So now we're gonna go over to blackberries. Blackberries are an easily recognizable bush that is very native to Northern California, especially this area. Most common misperception is that any red berries could possibly be poisonous, which is not always true, especially in the case of blackberries. So blackberries are not in season currently, but they're mostly in season early spring and summer. All berry part is edible. You don't want to eat any of the leaf or the stalk on here because it's very prickly. Any other types of wild plants that can be edible in your area, those were just a few examples.
All right, so in addition to the natural vegetation that you're going to find around and eat to sustain yourself, your body needs protein to sustain itself. So a great way to get protein is to make yourself a simple snare trap. What you want to do is find yourself a couple sticks, about the same length, same size. You're going to cut yourself 2 notches in the sticks to hold your third stick right here, which will fit in these 2 notches attached to the tree. In order to complete the snare trap, you're going to need to make a noose knot. Now, if you don't have any string or paracord, a shoelace works great. So, take this knot, take about 3/4 to an inch off hanging right there, make a pinch loop, second pinch on the bottom, take your remaining rope, wrap it around this top loop about 3 or 4 times. Take that remaining string, put it through this bottom loop, bite it off, pull down on the left side of the cord, make sure this string doesn't come through. Now you're going to tie this end off to something, the top of your noose trap, and when it activates, it's going to pull through, tightening on the neck, catching your prey. So you're going to take the 2 sticks that you cut notches into and you're going to plant them in the ground nice and firmly. You're going to take the middle stick that rests on the 2, put your noose around it. You're going to take it down, loop it around a tree branch next to the trail of the critter, bring it down to the ground, rest it in your notches. When a critter comes along, he's going to catch his neck in this. The tree is going to snap, therefore catching your prey. That's a noose notch.
Hopefully the skills and tactics you were shown in this video will help you survive in a potential situation you find yourself in without your everyday supplies that you would need. The 3 basic survival tactics we've shown you can make you a better candidate to survive in the wild. Another basic survival skill we showed you was how to start a fire. Our method was with a flint and a knife, and we used the magnesium shavings in a nest to get the fire started with dry brush. The best thing about a fire is that it can be used for warmth, it's a potential smoke signal, and it can also be used to cook whatever foods you find. Being armed with the knowledge of how to start a fire is one of the best things you can have to survive in the wild. One of the steps we were able to show you about basic survival is safe foods you can eat in the wild. We chose blackberries, cattails, and plantains because they're bountiful in our Northern California region. The last basic survival skill that we showed you was how to make a snare to trap small animals. This can come in handy because you'll need to get the meat from the animals for the calories and the protein to keep your energy up to make sure you make it however many days you can to survive. By having this basic survival knowledge, you will be a significant contributor to the group you're with if you're lost with others. Remember that this knowledge can be the difference between life or death for you to survive in the wild.